second, then it went away.
Let it ride.
There we are.
Sometimes, whenever it doesn't work, you just got to blow in it. The microphone, folks. Jeez, the headset, the cord.
Yeah.
Y'all know what I'm talking about. Whenever you're in Nintendo 64, it didn't work, and you had to.
And it literally says on the back of the cartridge, don't blow into the cartridge.
And I would
Like
play like a harmonica.
Am I the only one that noticed that? It did say on the back of the cartridge, it said don't blow in it. But damn it, it always worked. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the We'll See You Later podcast, episode Route 66. My name is Willie Ray.
My name is Jeremy.
Don't do that.
Well, I like doing that.
Don't do that.
My
You
name.
ever say your full name on here?
I don't.
Why not?
Mm.
Do I? Because, like, people think Willie Ray's my first name. It's not my first name. When I use it, it's my first and last.
Yeah. I want you guys to know that Willie Ray is short for Raymond.
No, it's not. I will tell you one thing. This dude has been my friend since 5th grade.
Yeah.
Since 5th grade. Was once sitting in the audience at one of my shows wearing a shirt with my name on it.
Yeah.
It said Willie Ray. He knows my last name is Bakalikas.
Yes.
And then proceeded to ask me what my middle name was. And I went, really? And he goes, yeah, I don't know. I said, you're wearing it, William Ray. And he goes, well, I didn't know. I thought maybe it was William Raymond. What?
I did. Maybe Ray was short for something.
So what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the We'll See You Later podcast, episode Route 66. My name is Willie Ray.
And my name is Jeremy Wilson.
Very nice.
I did say it finally.
Very nice.
And this episode is brought to you by
Happy's Energy and Nutrition, the best energy and nutrition on the entire friggin' planet.
There's a liftoff in there, so if you're feeling a little drowsy,
Oh, yeah.
let her rip.
Yeah.
Tater chip.
Jeremy, I don't know about you, but I hate college football. Hate it.
I very much do. Right now, cost me a lot of money this weekend.
Yes, it did.
Didn't
Well, it didn't cost you any money.
cost me $30. There was $870 sitting out there for the Razorbacks to seal the deal for me, and
Hit 13 legs out of a 14-leg parlay, and then the hometown team is the one that bends you over. Thanks.
that's got to be one of the most frustrating bets of all time for me. I had a 14-leg stupid parlay.
And nobody, and I'm assuming if you listen to this podcast, you watched the Razorback game this weekend, nobody who was watching that game felt like Arkansas wasn't about to score and take the lead.
Nobody.
Nobody.
Both teams couldn't stop a nosebleed, and then we fumble it.
I literally, here's where my thought process was, and I know you felt the same way. I was like, they've got 3 timeouts. They're fixing to get the ball back after we score, and we're going to lose.
I was more concerned on them scoring on us, or
like,
a game-winning field goal.
I wanted C.J. Brown, go down, dude.
Yes,
Go down and stay in bounds and make them use a timeout at least.
right.
But I'm thinking, is there any way that I can guarantee that we score on 4th and goal?
The hard part was going to be any deep ball. You assume they're going to catch it.
They're going to catch it or they're going to get a flag.
Something.
Their entire offense was like, we can throw the ball downfield anytime we want, and it's going to move the ball. Travis Williams, boy, you got to get back in the lab. That was atrocious.
It was. We were lied to this summer of this secondary being bigger, faster, better than ever. They are bigger, but they are slower, and they just grab everybody if they get beat.
Right.
It was
now
horrendous.
We got to give credit, Ole Miss, even if they are who they are. They've got their warts, but they do have some crazy athletes on the edge. Like they do. But guys, we looked ill prepared.
This was a guy's first start as a D1 starter as a quarterback, and he had a career level day
He'll never have a better day than that. He threw for over 400 yards. He'll never do that again.
on his first game.
I think it was almost 500 yards all purpose. So to think that all it took was a little low-level gamesmanship by Lane Kiffin of not putting Austin Simmons, their projected starter, on the injury report. He never put Austin Simmons on there. And when he was listed as probable. The only time that he was listed as doubtful or available but won't start was on the injury report 90 minutes before kickoff. The only one that counts. To think that kind of, it looked like they never even thought that he wouldn't play. Like, it looked like there was no game plan for Trinidad Chambliss at all.
Yeah.
But then, hell, they brought Austin Simmons off the bench. He couldn't even walk, and he throws a touchdown pass.
Yeah, because our safety made sure in that play he had two decisions, Will. I watched it back. He could have guarded the man, or he could have guarded the letter I in the end zone to make sure that one of those wouldn't catch the touchdown pass. So he made sure that the letter I in Ole Miss did not catch that touchdown.
And
he didn't move.
And credit to him, the letter I didn't catch it.
He didn't.
But
he didn't move.
Did not move one.
He's playing checkers, not chess. I tell you that, folks.
Yeah, it's very frustrating. Guys, that one felt like the Oklahoma State game did last year, where it felt like the ceiling for the season, if you win this one, is
way up there.
Is 8 or 9. And now that you've lost this one, it kind of drops to 6 or 7.
Yeah.
If you catch a break and win all the ones that you should. Now, Arkansas goes on the road and plays Memphis this week. And, I mean, I think we'll win the game, but Vegas isn't as confident as me. And they shouldn't be. After watching that, they need to worry about any offense with a pulse is going to move the ball.
Absolutely. There were missed assignments all night long against Ole Miss. And when we were in the right alignment, we were just beat.
It looked like pre-snap, we're running around, got no idea where we should be lined up, where we look half lined up at times, missed checks, where Chambliss would check to something, and then they would check out, and then they would check out into a different defense, and half the defense would be playing one thing, the other half would be playing another thing. That can't happen.
Over and over.
That cannot happen. That is what practice is for. That cannot happen. We just looked ill-prepared.
Yeah, half zone, half man, half blitz, half this. But other times, it'd be 3rd and 3 with 4 seconds on a play clock, and we're still looking at the sideline.
Yeah,
no D linemen's down. They're looking over here, and we're snapping the – I lost it, man.
Yeah, you know what it honestly looked like at times to me, especially the few times we got them in 3rd down, it felt like the plan was we're sending everybody. I hope we get there.
Quite a bit.
Where it felt like there's no reason, there's no like plan to get home. We're just sending everybody and hoping somebody gets home. And that's sophomoric and stupid. It just is. We're blitzing and we're not getting home. So maybe drop a few guys back and just trust your D-line to get home and make this kid make a decision with a guy standing in the area.
Right.
It did not take very long for us to figure out that man coverage is not the answer. So maybe switch it up a little bit. But it felt like every time they got in 3rd and, 6 or more, we're sending the house and hoping somebody gets home.
And then it's just taking deep shots of if they throw it up, they're either catching it or catching a flag. I mean, our back end was horrible looking back there. And they know it. And so let's see if they can make the real adjustments.
Yeah, they've always known
or
it.
If this is what it is.
Even when they told us it wasn't the case, they've always known it. So therefore they lied. And I can't abide by that, man. The one gripe that I've had, I can live with losing games when you compete. I can live with losing games if you turn, like I can live with a lot of it. I cannot live with a constant in the Sam Pittman era, there being 1 to 2 games a year where it just looked like you weren't prepared.
Yeah.
Now, offensively, that doesn't count anymore because I know that angry little Italian that's up there calling plays has them prepared, is going to get a guy open, is going to get a guy in space. You're going to score points. This offense is fine. 35 should have won the game. You should never score 35 points in the SEC and not have a competent enough defense to hold somebody under 35. Like, that's just, it's a big number. 35 is a big number. Taylor Green's a monster. I love the wideouts that they put around. CJ Brown's going to be okay. That's an unfortunate deal. I don't even blame this on the fumble.
No.
I don't. Like, I know they were going to go in and score. Arkansas was going to be up 1 with like 45 seconds left. Ole Miss was going to go right down the field. And Ole Miss was going to go right down the field and kick a 52-yard field goal.
And rip our souls out.
Because that's another thing. This game, I'm not saying it was decided on the first possession. I'm saying Sam Pittman put Arkansas behind the 8 ball on the first possession. Arkansas takes the opening kickoff, drives into Ole Miss territory. There's a 4th and 2. Your options are Taylon Green on 4th and 2 or Scott Starzik, a true freshman, in his first road game from 52 yards away.
No brainer.
You give the ball to your best player and let him make a play.
Especially that early.
Yeah,
because who did that on 4th down quite a bit? Ole Miss. They did 4th down twice.
They could not stop it. We've got a legit 2-headed monster back there with Washington. Well, maybe 3 because Russell looked great.
Yeah, I like that they played him a little bit more because he had a little ammo in that.
But instead he kicks a 52-yard field goal. The kid misses the field goal. Now you've got an empty possession. So I ask you, what's the difference between that and going for it on 4th down and not getting it? Nothing. You end up with 0. So the only, your best chance, you got Taylon Green for 2 yards or Scott Starzik from 52. I'm taking Taylon Green every single time. And it became what I was afraid it was going to become. You can't afford to have empty possessions because you're going to have to score some type of points every time you get the ball. So that first possession where Arkansas took the ball first and it felt like you've got to go score here to get on the offensive first, all of a sudden you're behind the 8 ball. And Ole Miss went down and scored quickly. You're down 7-0, and you're playing catch up the rest of the night. That was the wrong call by Sam Pittman on a fairly easy decision. Let's just call it. He should have let Bobby Petrino know you've got 2 downs to get this first down. Mm-hmm. It's just the wrong call, and I think it set the tone for the entire game. I think if Arkansas goes down and goes up 7-0, it may end up at least Ole Miss is playing from behind now. And boy, I don't like him, but Lane Kiffin's just like Bobby Petrino, man. He is a hell of an offensive mind. He's a hell of a play caller. Good job of getting guys open. He schemes really well. But this is 2 straight years he made Travis Williams look like a clown. And I got to be real with you, as wide open as the SEC looks, there are games now on Arkansas' schedule when I see the back end of this defense get exposed the way that they did, where I feel like teams like Tennessee will score 150 against this defense.
That's the part that scares me. Well, we're going to go right into it. Arkansas goes to Memphis.
Do we have to? In
a weird little situation of traveling to Memphis. Arkansas is favored by 7. Was 7.5. Now it's down to 7.
That feels low.
It does.
That feels low.
I feel as if that should be an insult, but I also know that if you have somewhat of an offense, you might be in every game.
You're going to move the ball. Now,
that's the only part that scares me.
Let's just call it what it is, Jeremy. I think a coach's job's on the line here. Sam Pittman has to win this game.
Yeah, if we lose, he's in trouble.
Sam Pittman has to win this game. Has to win this game.
So I really don't know what to even say about it. Memphis has got some playmakers, and if they can move the ball at all, we're going to show that they can if they are decent at offense. That's the hard part. Can we have a stop? Can we have multiple stops? Can we, for gosh sakes, get a turnover somehow? Yeah, just fall into one.
We're in the Bobby Petrino era, whereas you feel like even back then when we were winning 10 and 11 games, people weren't thrilled with the defensive performances. Willie Robinson was a defensive coordinator. I think you had Paul Rhodes there for a little while. But it felt like you kind of found a sweet spot where if you don't necessarily have to dominate the game on defense, get me 3 or 4 stops.
Yeah, that's it.
Just get me
3 or 1 turnover.
Whether it's a punt, whether it's a turnover, give me 3 or 4 stops and we're going to score every time we touch it. That was his game plan, and I think you're there now. Your defense is putrid, but you're literally telling them, give me 2 stops.
Please.
Just give me 2 stops a game, and we'll go score, and we'll get the lead.
So I think we're kind of in an agreement here. I mean, we're going to put up points. Here's my thing right now. Every game from here on out, bet the over.
Absolutely.
Bet the over.
Absolutely. Smash the over.
That's the part for me is bet the over. But we're going to go into our picks. Will last week on our picks goes 1-5. his best bet of the week did not hit.
It was a tough week for the kid.
Arkansas doubled him off there with his upset of the week. But I go 4-2. I am up to 9-9, and Willie has fallen to 6-12.
Ouchie.
My best bet, thank you very much. I would have hit regardless of the injury to the quarterback. Vandy +5. Vandy throttled them. So this week's games, there's a good little lineup. I'm a little bit disappointed with game day going to Miami because there's too many other games out there.
We understand why they did it, Jeremy. Like, yeah, the marquee matchup would have, like you said, you wanted them at Illinois and Indiana.
Oh yeah,
okay,
that's the game of the week.
The fact of the matter is, no matter what those teams' records were, Illinois and Indiana is not the brand that Miami is, especially when Miami's cooking right now.
Right. So opening game for us, we're going to just attack we're going to put in quotations, game of the week. Florida goes to number 4, Miami. Miami is 7-point favorites. This is laughable. I think Miami dominates.
It makes
Florida.
me wonder if these guys have watched college football for the last 2 weeks, because Florida is in shambles and the U's talking like they all the way back, and that Miami by 100 million.
Carson Beck, who's feeling himself right now after week 1, after that first week, which is hard to because week 1 was a cluster. Notre Dame, they win 27-24, and everybody's like, oh my gosh. They turned around. South Florida, who granted snuck up on people, who beat this Florida team, 18-16. Florida could not do crap against USF. Miami just beat that same team 49-12.
I don't know how good Miami is, but we do know one thing. They're a hell of a lot better than Florida.
I think Miami dominates here.
Yeah, Miami by 1 million. Smash that. Smash it.
I think is not even close. Game 2, number 17, Texas Tech goes to number 16, Utah. Utah is 3.5-point favorites. I think you smash the over in this one all day because these boys can score.
Yeah, I think
both offenses.
I'm switching on what I told you pre-show. I've flopped. I'm taking Utah. I was going to take Texas Tech, but I just don't think that trip is easy. I mean, I'm going to take the home team here. Give me Utah.
I'm picking Utah as well. I kind of was just going against Willie. Is this right here? I wouldn't touch this bet with a 10-foot pole.
No, I'm taking Utah.
I think this is going to be an awesome game to watch. I have to figure out the time because I want this one on my TV. Texas Tech, that NIL money at Texas Tech is for real.
Boy, they have shelling out that oil money.
They have bought a team here, folks. The winner of this has a real good shot of winning the Big 12 championship to me. Both of these teams are nasty on scoring. I don't know who's going to make the mistake, but this is the opportunity to be a 52-45 kind of matchup here.
Yeah, and Utah under Coach Whittingham, I think the difference here is that they're always physical. So even when their teams aren't that talented, they will beat you up.
Yeah, this one's going to be exciting to watch. I have this one starred on my sheet of we have to watch. Big game of the week, where game day probably should be if it's outside of Illinois, Indiana, but they won't be because they've already been there. Number 22 Auburn travels to number 11 Oklahoma. Oklahoma favored by 6.5.
Yeah, that
Willie.
This is I'm going Oklahoma here.
Home team again?
Just because I told them when they played Michigan that I didn't trust them, that I had to see it. They've showed it to me, and I'm going to ride with them this week. I think Auburn is improved from what they were a year ago, but I think Oklahoma is much more improved.
I'm kind of on the same boat. Auburn's got a tough stretch coming forward, which I love as a Razorback fan. This is the start for them on a long, long October, I tell you that. So they travel to Oklahoma. They travel to Texas A&M. They have Georgia at home, and then they have Missouri at home, and then they come to Arkansas.
Who did they piss off?
So they're top 25, top 25, they have 4.
The same people that rode Arkansas.
I just don't trust them.
I don't either.
They haven't proven themselves. Your claim to fame is you beat Baylor. They are good.
But they were dog shit last year.
Yeah. So
they're much improved, but I think Oklahoma is much more improved. Boomer.
Sooner. That's cool. That's what my dog said. So game 4, number 21, Michigan, 3-point favorites going to Lincoln, Nebraska. Lincoln, Nebraska. Honest Abe's, my favorite burger spot in Lincoln, Nebraska. I go there every year for a little college move-in situation. Nebraska wins this game. They're ranked.
I'm not a believer in Michigan. Not a believer. Having said that, give me Michigan.
Michigan did show up this week they actually scored this past week.
That constitutes showing up. Yeah, it turns out they actually do run offensive plays.
Yeah, and they did a really good job against a nobody. But Nebraska at home, that crowd, 107 straight or something like that now. Sellouts since 1962.
And the wait list is still 30, 40 years out.
It's going to be insane.
I'm going Michigan here strictly because I got to make some ground up.
Yeah, because I'm picking Nebraska just because I like Coach Rule. I toured your facilities this summer. I believe in Coach Rule. My
question is, would he take an SEC job? Wink, wink.
I don't know. I believe in him. I think this team's going to beat Michigan. This is going to be the game of the year for Nebraska. The game of the week. Number 9, Illinois at number 19, Indiana. Indiana, 4-point favorites, even though they're the underdog here. Willie, are you going with the Fighting Brett Bielema's, or are you going with them Hoosiers?
I like Kurt Signetti a lot too, though. I like Coach Signetti a lot. And this is in Bloomington.
Mm-hmm. In Indiana.
Go first.
I 100% believe that Illinois is Indiana of last year, where they have the opportunity.
But what if Indiana is Indiana of this year?
That's kind of where I'm going is I think Illinois is Indiana of last year, where they're surprising folks. And you're going to look up and be like, whoa, they're 10-2 and they might be in the playoffs. But I think Indiana is better than Illinois. I think Indiana has improved from last year. I think that they do score, and that's where Illinois, to me, drops. Illinois is physical.
Yeah, Illinois is not built to
have a shootout.
They're not built to come from behind. If they get down by 10, the game's
just in trouble.
Yeah,
they might score a touchdown, but then they're going to give up at something. Like, they're just going to stay just out of reach. So for me, I think Indiana
it's not quick
is the
strike.
pick.
Nothing about them is quick strike.
No,
it's methodical and
grind you down.
And if you get behind, you're just not built to come back quickly.
That's why I'm picking my boy, the Hoosiers.
Yeah, I'm the exact same way. I would live with this one if I lost, because love Brett Bielema, the guy. Brett Bielema, the coach, didn't work out here. Brett Bielema, the guy, great dude. I think he's a great fit at Illinois. I think Kurt Signetti is the real deal at Indiana. I love him. I'm going with the home team, and the road team just has to prove me wrong.
So my upset of the week, Nebraska over Michigan.
Okay.
Michigan ranked 21. Our upset of the week is an extra point we throw out there. A top 25 team that is on upset alert.
Indiana's favored on the line. They are technically the lower ranked team.
They are.
So my upset of the week for my 2-point special, give me the Hoosiers over the Illini.
I don't hate it. I picked it with you. And finally, Willie, best bet of the week. Now that we have clarification, I'm 2 for 2. Willie is 1 for 2. What is your best bet of the week?
Well, I just said it. Miami over Florida.
Miami by 1 million.
I just said it.
Miami minus 7.5. Will thinks they're going to boat race them.
It's a Kane thing.
I'm just saying, if I told you Miami had to win by 8 or more over Florida, would you take that bet? You'd say yes.
Yeah, every time.
I love that bet. We're going to flip it. We were going to double up on that, but you guys deserve better than that.
You could look, here's the thing. Let the people know. If you weren't trying to give them content here, we would absolutely double up on that. Like, if you had gone first, you would have taken Miami and Florida.
100%, but I have one on the back burner. There's a team out there, Will, that week 1 had such high hopes for, and I don't know what's going awry, because I thought that their quarterback was a Heisman candidate. No, I'm not talking about Texas. I thought that their running backs were studs. Their offense was clicking at the end of the year last year, and they had a lot of guys come back, a lot of new guys come in, a lot of money shelled out for this team. and they have looked like a wet fart for 3
They
weeks.
trusted it, huh?
I did too. I had them going in my playoffs.
You trusted the fart and shit all over yourself.
Clemson
My God.
is a dumpster fire right now.
My God.
And so I'm looking at a line of on my bet Snap, not sponsored.
Should be.
Syracuse is going to play Clemson. I think it's at Clemson. They're giving Clemson 17.5 points. Clemson ain't beating nobody by 17.5 points ever.
Clemson hasn't shown me that they can score 18 points.
If I look at Clemson here, there's no way. Syracuse is underdog by 17.5. Syracuse played Tennessee to start. They lost 45-26. They played UConn. They won 27-20. They just played Colgate and won 66-24. And somehow, some way, this Clemson team, who's 1-2, who lost to LSU 17-10, who beat Troy 27-16, and just lost to Georgia Tech 21-24, is a 17-point favorite over them just because they're at home. They beat Troy by 11.
No.
Syracuse plus 17.5 to me is just waiting to be eaten up.
I'm proud of you for using this as a platform to tell everybody Clemson's dead.
Yeah, I'm going to take Syracuse plus 17.5, and I think that Miami minus 7.5 is an easy layup. That's going to be our college football picks. And now I want to talk about something a little bit more serious, Willie.
Yeah.
Last week was a wild week in the United States of America. We had a lot of stuff happen. We had a woman, a Ukrainian refugee named Irina Zarutska, was murdered on a train.
23 years old, came here legally to escape what's going on in Ukraine. Stabbed in the neck simply while sitting on a bus
After work, just going home.
by some psycho that just decided he wanted to kill somebody.
I don't think that there was anything, sadly, we could have done to save that woman's life.
And he could have taken an ass beating.
The only thing you can say is that he should have been in jail beforehand because he's a 14-time felon.
Right.
What happened to her was wrong place, wrong time for no reason, and he did what he did, and I don't think anybody would have saw it coming or stopped it. Irina, you didn't deserve that.
No, nobody does.
And to see that something else has happened as well. We had a school shooting as well.
Yeah, prayers up to Colorado again. Like it feels like every few years we're talking about something in Colorado. I hurt for these people. I do. I hurt. Back to the Irina thing. You said 14 times.
Yeah.
This guy has a ironclad diagnosis of like paranoid schizophrenia. He's not normal. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's in and out of psychotic episodes. This guy should not be on the street walking around.
He shouldn't have been.
Even if it's not in jail, he needs to be somewhere where he is medicated constantly, because this is what happens when these guys get off their medication, and you can't trust them to take their medication, so you have to force them to take it. As inhumane as that sounds, it's a lot more humane than what happened to her.
Right.
The system failed Irina. Failed her.
It did.
The system that she ran to come here, and here we are.
Yeah.
So
then on top of that, we have another school shooting incident in Colorado.
I hurt for these people. I hurt for the babies. They're children, man.
Yeah.
This can't happen.
Yeah, we all can agree that that's absolutely disgusting and should never happen. I think that's why we need more armed security at schools.
I've heard it said before. Some would call my view slanted because everybody knows how I feel about law enforcement. Anybody that knows me, I'm the son of a police officer. I'm the grandson of a police officer. I'm the nephew of 2 other police officers. I'm very pro law enforcement. There are retired policemen. There are retired military all over the place who would gladly be the ones that stand on guard for these schools.
Oh, yeah.
Work an off-duty job and just stand on guard. It's not for lack of resources. We got to fix it.
And then I guess you would say the most, I don't know how to explain it.
Polarizing.
The most polarizing one for us is that a man was assassinated in front of a school, his family, and the entire world at a free speech rally, really. One Charlie Kirk that
For talking.
And I don't think I've ever gotten emotional and cried and been hurt like I have for somebody that I never knew. But it felt like we all knew Charlie.
Yeah. Look, man. Left, right, kiss my ass. This isn't a left or right thing. It's right and wrong. This man went to work in a safe environment on a college campus and was executed in front of 3,000 people in a crowd that included his wife and kids. I shouldn't have to put a name on that for all you guys to go, that's unacceptable. And if you have a different view, shame on you.
Correct. Speaking of just Charlie, I never grew up a politic guy. I kind of felt really dumb even when politics were brought up because I didn't know anything. I fell in love with Charlie's videos, and it made me feel like I kind of could understand better. So Charlie introduced me to a politics side of things and a view that I had never seen before. And frankly, I don't know if we ever will because of his vision.
Right.
And how he made Turning Point USA something that touched me. I'm 35. I never got into that stuff. And listening to him and how he spoke with his faith, how he spoke boldly and allowed his...
That's the big thing for me. Never apologize for loving Jesus, ever.
Ever. And allowed people who did not agree with him to come to the front of the line using his platform and what he had built to debate him open and honestly was commendable for me. I'm like, man, and this guy, he wanted to be in the military at 18 and didn't make it. They didn't let him in. So what did he do? Instead of doing that, he started a company out of his mom and dad's basement to help his fellow Americans the way that he thought he could, which was by using God and his view, and created debates over this entire, you want to say country, he went overseas.
Yeah.
And somehow made a movement of young people that I've never seen before, and I don't know if we ever will again.
Yeah. So a guy goes into the lion's den. College campuses are lion's dens for anybody who openly says that they're on one side or the other. You're going to have people that hate you on both sides. Hands a microphone to somebody who he knows disagrees with him and who he knows more often than not hate his guts and are going to get personal. They're going to hurl insults at him.
Physically assault him.
They're going to try to physically assault him. They're going to hands on the microphone, says, say your piece, and then peacefully debates them. Now he'll put you in your place, but it was all peaceful.
Yes.
You're talking about a guy that never raised his hand to anybody.
Nope.
Never committed a crime.
Nope.
Never put anybody in any real danger.
Never.
And you shot this man because he hurt your little feelings. It is wrong.
I watched Charlie get his hat thrown off, stuff ripped out of his hands, spit at him, drinks thrown on it, whatever it may have been, for just asking uncomfortable questions. And the people that acted out are the ones who couldn't answer the question. Yeah. And then their last resort, because remember that side is nonviolence, is violence. The ones who say, we need to remove guns. You are the first to use guns. You watch people I will say that the best thing out of this whole thing, which is a terrible situation, Charlie's message is stronger now than it ever would have been.
Oh my God.
But Charlie, it's almost like we don't like to compare, WWJD, but it's like, what would Charlie do in this moment? And I think people are doing it. Thank goodness. They're not picking up guns or weapons. They're picking up crosses.
Yeah. My favorite, I have to take a deep breath because I do love y'all. I do. We are two people that have always welcomed all kinds, and we will continue all kinds. I love you all. You're one of these people that's tap dancing on this man's grave. I'm going to say a prayer for you because your heart needs help. If politics and your political views have literally become your religion to the point where if you don't think like me, you're evil and you deserve to die.
It's a scary place to be.
This man got murdered for exercising his right of free speech.
And it wasn't even as if you would claim it a hate speech.
We're peacefully debating. What gets me? If you hate politicians to your core, same. Man wasn't a politician. He was never going to pass a law. He was never going to do anything that was going to affect your everyday life. And you took him out because he hurt your feelings. It's not a rational thought that normal people have, man. You're talking to somebody, I'm different. Okay? I'm physically disabled. I get profiled. I get put in boxes. I get all that stuff done to me multiple times a week. People say stuff that offends me. People say stuff that make me upset. Have I killed any of them? No, because it's not a rational thought, Jeremy.
Right. Yeah. I think the best thing we can do in times like this is exactly what America's doing. We gather together. We pray over each other, and we kind of have to pick up where Charlie left off. And we've got to carry this a lot farther now together than Charlie would have by himself in the first place. I love that this weekend, this Sunday, they're having another Charlie Kirk gathering, and it's part of his tour. And I'm super curious to see who all speaks. You have to continue to think of is his wife and his kids.
Yeah,
that video doesn't go away.
No,
those images don't go away. And Erica, I don't know you at all.
No,
you guys seem like incredible people with a lot of weight on you. How you spoke about who Charlie was from your angle that no one else got to see was beautiful. It makes me super emotional to hear a woman say to their kid, when their kid asks, "Where's daddy?" that he's on a work trip with Jesus to afford your blueberry budget. Just rips my soul out. I know that Charlie's in a much better place. It just sucks because down here, it sucks because his flesh is gone.
That's the kicker for me. You did this in front of his wife and children. I have a wife and I have plans to have a child. I can't even imagine, man. Because like you said, this stuff that's going on right now is going to last forever. It's always there.
Yeah. Just a few days prior, Charlie would put out, God, family, country in that order. I am so proud of how the majority of this country is handling this.
Yeah, the lunatic fringe, y'all don't count.
And
you just don't.
And how everybody that's on that side, the negative side, thinks that this is meaningless and that nothing will come from it. This movement's going to be bigger than you've ever seen.
Yeah, and we need to point out also too that the majority of people from both sides of the aisle are condemning this.
Everybody should be.
It's wrong. I think this is far less of a left-right issue than the mainstream media would have you believe. Everybody knows political violence, any kind of violence of this magnitude, is wrong.
This ranks up with JFK and MLK, I think, especially for the younger group.
It's the closest thing anybody our age has seen to that.
I could talk about this all day. Charlie, this world misses you. We know that you've been called to a much higher calling. No doubt in our minds that when you got there was a party in heaven for you, brother.
He'd do it all over again.
It's just sad that what I think by the time Charlie would have reached the actual end of his age life, what he could have done for this world, not just this country, I think would have been remarkable. He put his stamp on it in 31 years. Imagine him at 70.
Isn't that wild? Being 35 and here 31.
I think that he would have been a future VP and possible. If he chose to be a president, I think that he would have been a candidate if he would have wanted to do that over time. And then that's just the day before one of the scariest moments in America as well, 9/11.
Yeah.
They were all stacked on top of each other. And so we don't want to, as much as this world is hurting and America is hurting, we don't want to skip out on 9/11 at all.
No, I remember exactly where I was.
Social studies.
Miss Burton's 6th grade history class. That's exactly where I was. And I'll never forget it. I tell you what I've hoped for ever since, though. And I think it's poignant to say right now, what I've hoped for ever since is that we can get back to what we were as a country on September 12th, 2001. It wasn't about us against us. We were all in it together.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful time, man, because this is not a message of divisiveness. It's not. This is, hey, This is not who we are as a country. This can't happen.
Yeah. Guys, this country's hurting. Not just for Charlie. Look at all of last week. You have 9/11 remembrance. You have a Charlie Kirk assassination. You have school shootings. You have an innocent woman being killed on a train. And that's just some of it. There's so much more. This is not acceptable.
No.
We cannot. And to quote Charlie, when we're silent, we're violent.
We are not an uncivilized third world country. This is the United States of America. This cannot continue to happen.
When someone disagrees with you, you don't end their life. You don't threaten their life. You talk to them, and then you go your separate ways. That's it.
This
country needs
this rhetoric, guys, where you're either with me or against me, is going to be the downfall of everything that makes this country great. You can't function in a normal society that way. Because I disagree with you does not mean I hate you.
And I'm going to say it because that's just what I believe I'm supposed to say, is this country needs Jesus.
Amen.
This country needs to get back into church, to take God serious, to take your faith serious, to get down on your knees and pray and be serious and stop thinking you know everything. And that if someone knows less than you or has a difference of opinion, that their value of life is gone. The fact that we're at a state in time that value of lives matter because of their opinion is disgusting. Put down your own pride that you have created. Pick up some humbleness. Get in the church. Start praying, because these things that what we're sitting in is 100% what the enemy wants us sitting in. Pointing at each other, arguing with each other, and taking ourselves away from each other. What the word says, pray, resist the enemy, and he will flee. We've got to lean into the word before we lean into anything else. I could go on this for a while, and I'm not going to. I'm hurt, and I don't even know any of these people. I'm hurt. And that's the only thing. I've got a weird feeling for the past week. I feel sick to my stomach still. This is not okay, and there has to be a stand as a country and as a people. And I believe that stand where we stand is it's got to start with Jesus as a foundation piece. We've lost that.
Well, I'm proud of you, Doug. I'm proud of you. It's one nation under God for a reason.
Right.
And we've got to give this country back to God, because clearly we have no idea what we're doing. No idea. This has been episode number 66 of the We'll See You Later podcast. To Irina, to the victims of the shooting in Colorado, and to Charlie Kirk. Until next time.
We'll see you later.